Good morning.
Morning. Go.
Yeah, someone there. $10 piece. Yeah. Exactly. I didn't know it at home. Just put it in the middle of the night. Good to go. We'll go visit you. Please. There are other, kinds. I think they used to. And then or then I used to see the other way. And it's okay. Yeah. The ratio is not too bad. I think mine's a little bigger than this. So it's like a couple of
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Please rise. And would you like to lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic which stands
one nation under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sure, please join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it true?
Is it true?
Second, is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it build goodwill?
Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And here at Lahaina Sunrise, we consider
Well, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be a little different today. First, let me fix this. Screen. Okay, so we are going to, our guest speaker today has to speak early because she has to leave early. Wrap up her Sunday, so she's going to join us via Zoom. She's not on yet, so we'll do a few items beforehand, and then once she pops on, then we'll go ahead and get started. Then we'll continue on. Our guest speaker today is, I'll announce her in a little. Okay, are there any visitors? I think there's any visitors. Everybody's been here for a while. So. Okay. $50. Who would like to collect happy dollars? Okay.
One, us, maybe have a nice. But now they see that. Did make it back.
This is for my first time. $300, two of my friends from Alaska, people who were getting involved in Rotary. Here on a Friday, Hawaii, and we can have dinner. We get to see them here. Second, ceremony. Sad.
Three, so they had pets. One for last night was fun, and I enjoyed having. There were 7 of us from this small club, so I was very pleased to see that. I got back from Canada, and my mother's still kicking. We saw 2 places she could move into. Of course, didn't like that one. And as I was leaving for the airport, it started snowing. A photo today, though. No, it's
Okay, I have a for Liam. Drove us over to the event live. It was a lot of fun. And another happy dollar for a sister who is doing well after she had come down with flu. So,
And $300, one of the $10 and they my last meeting here in Wimbledon Park. But I've had 3 glorious weeks here and it's a great wonderful time and fun to meet you guys and I finally have Brian James where I can call her Mary. Call her Mary Ann and call her. I think where you have better lives after.
I have a happy dollar to thank you. We didn't meet that function yesterday. It was really nice. And that's it.
I have some $100 here, so this is one of the things. Yeah, last night's foundation dinner was really nice. I think all of those beautiful women that are here were there last night. The Zombies were there. Thanks to Leah for carpooling everybody over there to Woodrow. Thanks very much. It was a nice foundation. So, you know, we knew that dinner last night, we knew was winding down, right? And so now our table behind the sunrise. Oh, by the way, behind the sunrise, were you gonna speak on that? No, you can't. So anyway, so behind the sunrise, because we're so far away, we wanted the first tables to start getting up to leave. So I didn't want to make them mass exodus. I just sat there and said, I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes. And the speaker was just going on and on. So I just went to the restroom. And then I came back, and as I was coming back, there was a table like in front of the restroom, and they were saying to me, back up. I was like, are we doing something up there? Am I interrupting something? So I look, it's back up. There's my toilet. The last thing I'm
$1 rather than
It's $5 recognized mark on. This is where I was.
we don't have it on the 6th month, so you might present it as like that.
I had a wonderful ride. I only got saw the vehicles. So it was quite an awesome drive over and an awesome way. Yeah.
We're sending the polio lunch jar around.
All right, polio plus jar is going around. The quote for today is from Albert Einstein. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Okay. Are we prepared? Are we ready for the drawing yet? While we're waiting, would anybody like to share a little bit more about? Oh, here we are. We're on. Okay. All right, we'll do the drawing after Susan Rhonda this way. Rhoda. Hello, Rhoda. Rhoda?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm sorry I jumped on a little late.
Oh, that's okay. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. So we decided whenever you're ready to speak, we could go ahead and start with you because we know you have a time constraint.
Okay,
So
great.
I'll go ahead and introduce you. Okay, our speaker, Rona or Rona? Is it Rona?
Rona. Yeah.
Rona, okay, thank you. Rona Wong is from the Council of Native American Advancement, and he will share about vocational training today. Is that correct? Yes. And so she's going to share about the program. I think she's working today on the CDL training scholarship that we're giving. So go ahead, Rona, whenever you're ready.
Okay, great. Let me see if I'm able to. I think I can share screen. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, let me give you permission. Hold on. I have to make you the host.
Okay. Now, while you're looking, good morning, everyone. Part of my reason for jumping on late, I knew you guys had some other business to take care of, but I couldn't find the PowerPoint that I made for all of you. I worked on it last night and I like scrambling through my computer and I can't find it. So I apologize. I'm going to use another presentation that was almost the same. So I apologize, but yeah, nice. Thank you for turning the camera on. I can see everybody over there. Good morning. I'll be on Maui this Saturday for our CDL orientation. We're doing our first CDL program on Maui. We've done 4 programs here on Oahu, and you guys are the first island other than Oahu where we're going to be doing a CDL program. So we're super excited about that. So now I got asked to share about our program. I was very excited. And I just wanted to, thank you guys for all the work you do. Because we got, reached out to about, I think someone from the Rotary Club must have seen maybe an article in the newspaper that we were having this CDL program on Maui. And so I got reached out to about, hey, can we have this scholarship. Can you share our scholarship with your students? So I was like, oh yeah, great. So I think we have 3 people that applied to your scholarship. So I'm very excited to share. Let me see if I can. Okay. There is. Okay, hold on. It looks a little different on here now.
You look like you're driving in a car.
I'm in my car.
Ah,
My house is a little, you know how it is in the morning. It's a little hectic. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay. Can you guys see that?
It must be a self-driving car.
Can you see my PowerPoint?
No.
Go into, I think you should be able
Okay,
to
let me
share-
try again.
you have Post permission, so you should be able to share whatever screen it's on.
two. This is it.
Thank you. Looks good.
Okay, great. You can see it now. Okay, so I work for the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. We're headquartered on Oahu, in Kapolei, so on the west side of Oahu. And I work for a program at the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement that's called the Hawaiian Trades Academy. So our president and CEO, Kuhio Lewis, launched the Hawaiian Trades Academy in 2019. And it was based on the Papakolea Fire Academy, which has been going on for maybe 12, 14 years now. That organization was started by a bunch of retired fire captains who kind of noticed the local kids weren't doing so well when taking the written test to become a firefighter. So they created this Papakolea Fire Academy where they helped students with reading comprehension, math, and the other gears, things like that that were on the written test, and also help them prepare for the physical agility test for the fire department, as well as did mock interview so that the students would be more successful. So over the past 12 to 14 years, the Papakolea Fire Academy helped about 80 students, participants get into the not only Honolulu Fire Department, but other fire departments across the state, including federal. So our president and CEO took that idea and he's like, you know, I can do that too in other trades. So he launched the Hawaiian Trades Academy in 2019, and it's basically our workforce development program. We want to help economically and socially disadvantaged people in the state, not just Native Hawaiians. So it's open to all Hawaii residents. And our goal is just to help people raise their household income. As you know, it's getting more and more expensive to live here. There's been a couple articles already in the newspaper and on the TV news where people are leaving, you know, because it's just so expensive to make it here. So that's our goal, is just to provide short-term training so that people can increase their household income. Our trainings are very short. And what I mean by short is anywhere from 8 to 14 to 16 weeks. It'll vary based on the industry. And all of our programs, no matter what industry it's in, not only includes skills training in that industry, but also financial literacy, cultural education, and job readiness sessions, so that people not only are educated in the industry, but they have the financial know-how to manage their money better, because again, our hope is to increase their household income. So with that additional income, you know, it's like, what do they do with it, you know? So we go through financial literacy. Our cultural education is very popular, actually. Kumuhina is she's developed her own following, and she's our cultural ambassador. So she talks to them about kuleana, you know, what is their responsibility to their, not only themselves and their ohana, but the community at large. And then we go through job readiness, like, you know, helping them with their resume, interviewing skills, and so forth. So at the end of our training, we hope that the students will finish and leave with various certifications. Again, it'll depend on the industry. So here on the right-hand side, you'll see these are pictures from our various graduations that we've had. Okay, let's go. So since we started, you can see the different trades academies that we've held across the islands. We've done carpentry on Maui, Molokai, and Oahu. In fact, that was the first trades program that we did on Maui and Molokai, and it started in January and February respectively of 2020, and then in March of 2020 came the pandemic. So like everyone else, we had to stop all operations for 6 to 7 months. So our students were kind of left in limbo, but we resumed the class. Unfortunately, we did lose some students when we resumed, and of course we had to pivot like everyone else, and we did some teaching virtually, because of gathering restrictions, but we did manage to graduate the Maui and Moloka'i classes, carpentry classes. The CDL licensing on Oahu, we've done 4 now. And again, Maui is going to be the first one off island outside of Oahu. We've done the fire exam, police exam, and solar installation here on Oahu. So over those programs, it's closer to 500 students that we've serviced. And I know our graduates, we graduated about 355 participants from our various programs. So the nice thing about our Hawaiian Trades Academy is that we've written and received a lot of grant monies. We've received from Aloha United Way, Kamehameha Schools, Office of Hawaiian Affairs. We just got one from Maui County. We're getting some federal funding from the Department of Labor and Industrial Resources. And so we're able to offer our trainings for $100 refundable deposit. So we want students to pay $100. And then if they finish and they graduate from the class, they get the $100 back. The only exception to that is the CDL program. We charge $250 for the CDL because it's actually our most popular program, but also our most expensive program. It costs quite a bit we don't own our own truck to train in. So we've either had to rent from Penske, or we've had to pay the instructor to use their truck. So we pay for truck, diesel, insurance, besides the instructor fee. So that has made our program very popular, of course, right? Because it's very affordable for people. And we find that people like the short-term training, taking a year or a couple years out of someone's life to go get an undergraduate degree is not for everyone. And I'm a great supporter of higher education, but college is not for everybody. So I think we've turned out to be a really good option for some people. So just our impact, just across our programs, our organization, and across the community, we strive to collaborate with the industry professionals and trainers. Before I started at CNHA, I spent quite a number of years in higher education, but now having done all these different trainings, I'm happy to say I have expanded my network, and now I know all these different industry professionals, and that's been really great. And just partnering with other community partners like yourselves, and we've done things with Maui Police Department, UH Maui College. So we're very thankful, especially because we're off island, and we understand and know that you guys know your island the best, and how it ticks and what makes it work. So we're very thankful to have community partners on each of the islands. And we're just striving to maintain and strengthen networks and relationships. And we hope to continue these programs so that we can provide an option for people that are looking for a quick pipeline into a very specific vocational. We used to call it vocational ed when I was younger. Some places call it career and technical education. But yeah, we want to provide a career pathway for our local residents and give them an opportunity to earn a living wage here. Well, this is an old slide. So again, I apologize. I don't know what happened to the PowerPoint I had put together, but yeah, I wanted to see if anybody had any questions.
I just have a comment. I think demographically, I think this program is so important because so many of the jobs and things we have here in Maui are the types of jobs and the need that we have are the types of jobs you're preparing people for. So it's a great program to be involved. We're so happy to support it. But how many graduates from Maui have we seen?
Yeah, we've had, let's see, 20, probably about 40 graduates, because we did 2 police classes on Maui. We work with Captain Reed Persley. He's actually been promoted in Maui PD. He might be an assistant or associate chief now. He was our instructor for the Maui PD class. And he was grateful. We were grateful that he did 2 classes for us. And then we did 1 carpentry program on Maui. So about 40 graduates. Our upcoming CDL class is going to be meeting at UH Maui College. They have a simulator there. I don't know if you guys know that, but Maui College used to run a CDL program, and then for whatever reason they stopped doing it. So we did speak with them that, you know, we wanted to do this program. They were great. So they're a great partner. They offered for us to use their simulator. So the simulator is like a big driving, like a driving game that you might see at Fun Factory or Dave and Buster's. So there's 3 TV screens, and they have a machine. Not a lot of people here in Hawaii have a simulator. We own one on Oahu, but when we said we wanted to come to Maui to do that class, UH Maui College offered us use of their simulator. So we're going to be having the simulator training there. And then they also offered us use of their property to train in the truck. So that all of that is huge. And, you know, we couldn't do it without them. And so we have the class that we're starting. We're accepting 10 students. So it's a little bit smaller than what we're used to. Here on Oahu, we've taken 20 students in our CDL class, and it's a lot because there's only 1 seat in the simulator at a time and 1 seat in the truck. Unfortunately, we've never used an extended cab for training. Leeward Community College here on Oahu has an extended cab. So they'll have the 1 student in the seat, the instructor in the front, and 3 students in the back. And the premise is that, you know, they ride along, and the students that are in the back can also learn from whoever's in the seat, right? And listening to what the instructor is instructing. So unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. So having 20 students and doing the class in 14 weeks is pretty aggressive. So we're also partnering with DHX. They're on Maui. That's where our instructor's coming from. And so, you know, being the first class, he's like, hey, you know what, let's start a little small. So we're taking 10 students. We're splitting them up into 2 groups of 5. They all had to get their CDLA permit and a completed medical certificate before they could even be considered for our class. So we have five students ready to go for the first part of the class, right? So we're dividing into 2 groups of 5. We are still looking for 5 more students to do group B. We've had enough applicants, but not all of them have secured the CDLA permit and medical certificate yet. So if you guys know of anybody, you know, please refer them to our website. It's an online application. It's free to apply, but they do have to get the CDLA permit on their own. And it's not an easy thing to do. There's 3 tests that people have to take in order to get the permit. And the 3 parts are general knowledge, air brakes, and combination. That's the names of the 3 parts. And so students have to pass all 3 parts, and then they get their permit. And that's an out-of-pocket cost. Each test costs about $15 to $20. So yeah, that's something we realize is a little bit of a hurdle. We've done a class. We've done 2 classes here on Oahu where we help students get their permit as part of the program, right? So they come in with nothing. We help them get their permit and their license. And it just proved to be very challenging because everybody moves at different paces. And so we had some people, you know, pass all 3 parts on the first first attempt, which is very rare. And then, but we had more students that needed to retake the test over and over and over. So it was hard to move that class forward. Everybody was moving at a different pace. So in talking to the instructors that we've contracted with, including the one there on Maui, he was like, you know what, they need to come in with their permit already. So yeah, you know, if you know of anyone that's interested, that you can have them call me, or they can go to our website and apply to our program.
Yeah, one more, any other questions?
What's the need? On Maui, how many students could they take because of the need, if they had the instructors, or do they have like a waiting list?
Do you have a waiting list, Rhoda?
You know, the applications have been a little slow, to be real honest, for the Maui CDL program. So we have about 12 applicants so far.
So they have enough. So we can get to. Okay, one more question, I guess. That's anybody else. How often do you run this consecutively? Like, do you run classes and then when the classes are done, you start up another cycle, or do you only do it once a year?
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Can you repeat?
Do you run classes consecutively? So after you finish these classes, you'll start another set of classes?
We're not sure about the CDL program specifically. I'm not sure if you're asking just about CDL, but our programming depends on our funding.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're definitely trying to do more on Maui. We've had a lot of interest because we've also partnered with Keala at Kamehameha Schools Maui. She's a great on-island resource for us too. So in fact, she's the one that helped us find our instructor for the police class that we did. She knew Reed Persley, and yeah, so we're right now, it is our hope to do another CDL class later this year, but we'll see how this first one goes. And we also meet with people to talk about what's needed on island, you know, and try to respond to the needs of the community. For example, you know, we've been in talks with UH Maui College, and looks like, I can't confirm, but looks like they might start some kind of CDL program, because there's I think Polynesian Adventures has a lot of, they need drivers. And so I think in response to that, Maui College may be starting a CDLB class. I'm not real sure. I think they're still in the talking stages, but we've been talking with them, you know, maybe we can do an A and the college can do a B, so that we're not, you know, offering this exact same program, but we can still fulfill the needs of the industry there.
Yeah, spoke on the phone or email. So we got applications we're really excited about, and I was just gonna say, you guys are offering more programs in the future. Tends to do our vocational scholarships once a year. So if you think about us next year, usually, you know, January, February, we'll release the applications. If you guys are doing another program on Maui, whether it's the CDL or permanent free or whatnot, you know, if there's a way maybe we'll stay in touch and try to keep an eye on what you guys are doing here too.
I caught a little bit of it. Sorry, I have my
Okay.
volume all the way up, and I heard a little bit of January.
Right.
Or
I know, it's
So,
all
yeah,
garbled up. It's all garbled goop.
we start our vocational scholarships in January.
oh,
And so we can help out in other ways for other programs you might have. We'd like, you know, we put that out there, and oftentimes we have a difficulty finding people to take to try to scholar. So this is a great program for us to support. And if you have other programs you'd like us to help out with too, we'd like to do that.
oh, thank you. Yeah, our
Just let us-
partnership is so great.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
I know you have to run, so, thank you so much for, unless you have anybody else that you can. Thank you so much for coming online, Rhoda, it is fitting us into your busy schedule.
Well, no, thank you for the opportunity to share. I really appreciate it. And good to meet all of you. And it looks like the weather's okay over there. I know the weather's been crazy across the island.
It was raining pretty good earlier, but now it looks like the sun out, so that's good.
Great.
But
That's
keep rocking.
awesome. I'll be on
Rona,
island
thanks for
Saturday.
driving the
So
speed limit, Rona.
yeah. Thank you all. You guys have a great and safe day.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Are we ready for the drawing now? Oh, yes, sir.
I would think that the program as is someone is training, actually do a real job doing the training. There should be some way that very small portion for a very short amount of time can go back, recycle back to the next student coming through us and help the program grow by one helping another.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be a big amount of money, but something, yeah, $5 over a year would be more than nothing. $5 a week would be help the next students and kind of help, especially the summer. Along with club giving money as well.
so, you mean, so having people within the club sponsor?
And someone finishes the training,
Okay,
they get hired by Maui Fire Department or Maui Police Department or the solar panel installer is hired. There should be somebody in the paycheck that takes a small funds back to the original program, help the next group along.
yeah,
Giving and somehow, well, I got the job, I learned, I got paid for it, helping the next student out by helping them, like, by giving small out back.
yeah,
Should be something that perpetuate that.
that'd be a nice thing.
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to help somebody. They don't feel like you're helping out, like giving something back. They have pride in helping the next super. You know.
Or maybe we could get them to join Rotary and give some. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think maybe that's something they could consider. I think this is a great, we've traditionally, I mean, yeah, you've been running the vocational scholarships. And oftentimes we have a hard time getting people to apply for them or getting qualified people to apply. So, yeah, like pulling teeth. So this is like a good, and she's having trouble too, which seems interesting because, you know, there's such a need, but maybe, I don't know what it's like getting a job after you finish the vocational.
Well, in our local area, there's a small church that feeds the needy.
Yeah,
And they have every Wednesday, they have to come in with free food. Minister's a friend of mine, and I asked him, you invite those people to help. They have some sense of giving themselves.
yes,
We had two young men that invited on the other side of the table, helping to serve.
yeah,
And they became different people because they had a chance to help them and become a member person.
yeah,
There's gonna be somebody that just and helping to move it forward, and everybody helping the whole system move forward.
that's true. Yeah. Well, that kind of, maybe that's something they could do. I don't know. I know, it's true though. We do the same thing. We do a homeless ministry program, and we have people that help come to the program, cook the food and serve it and that sort of thing. So I think you're absolutely right. It does help.
Helping, no matter what your plan or.
Yeah.
You don't have anything, but you're some pride in helping their.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, are you ready for the drawing? Yes. We have a couple of good items today. We have Randall contributed this Gerald contributed this coupon for free breakfast. Free breakfast when he's not here. So this is Gerald's contribution. So this is one of the prizes, and also this Rotary book, Doing Good in the World: History of the Rotary Foundation. It's a really interesting book. Lots of beautiful pictures.
And the last three numbers are 657.
I'll take the book.
Okay.
I can't be here next week.
That's right. Who knows if they'll still be doing this?
That's all for the background.
It's just hard to get it.
Can't
You build up
tell about feeling.
670.
670. We'll donate it back for next week.
Oh, no, I don't.
No,
That's very generous of you, but, and she will take. Oh, you better not. Okay, so some lucky dinner next week is free breakfast. Yes.
Farm basket today.
Okay.
$2. I don't, so I don't take home.
I will buy at least 3. Here's my other friends. Where's the,
It's a secret family recipe. It's not that big, right? You just double water, double.
that sounds like a winner. Okay, one of the things we talked about, I think Leah suggested this, is that we share a little bit about, I put this in our email yesterday. What inspired you to join Rotary? What is it about Rotary that makes you proud to be a Rotarian? Share with others. Anybody have any beginners from South? Yes, Drew.
I had a good friend tried to ask me almost 40 years ago to join Rotary, and I don't have time. I can't get away on doing it right. Can't stop in the middle of service when I'm the client and go through the Rotary and come back. Can't take 2 hours out of my day. And then another friend said, we're doing one in the morning at 7 o'clock. Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock. We went to be with work at 8. And then person who was supposed to be president of the Rotary Club, the third president, said, I can't do it. I was just reporting. Right. You all on that, okay, I go, I can be Rotary. And then it comes to the point when you're in Rotary, when Rotary is in you. If Rotary is in you, it's a different thing. But if you're in Rotary, you just have a club.
Yeah.
You have a meeting. Once Rotary becomes in you, then it's different. I'm growing up in a very small town. We had a fire truck that didn't pass the CHP performance. It worked well, but it didn't pass the community required. And so a friend of mine goes down to Mexico every year and takes kids down to help build houses for the Navy down in Mexico. I said, well, find out if they need a fire truck. A town of Playa de Tijuana has 70,000 people and no fire truck. Takes 45 minutes for the fire truck to get from the main to their town. A lot of times you got everything installed first. And the construction was pretty faster. So I went to a group of 12 Rotarians down to Mexico. We collected money for Polio Plus on the way down. We stopped at several clubs, telling what we're trying to do. We asked them to donate a penny a mile to $5.47 to take us from Meridian, where the 14 from, to Mexico. We ended up with, and we didn't want the money because everybody wanted to give us money for that. I said, no, you take the money, give it to the Rotary Foundation for polio, and you just tell me how much you donated. So with that project, we donated 38,000 to Polio Plus. But the look on people's face when we gave them the truck, we were treated like we were royalty by the district at 4100 district in Mexico. We happened to be arrived, and the next day they're having their district conference. We arrived with the truck, and we were treated. The 12 of us were up on stage, and it was amazing. So at a point, you're doing something, and with so much joy of giving and joy of receiving work that was going on, Rotary becomes part of you, you're the new training club. But that connection with even with new members, getting them to feel like they're in Rotary, not just going to Rotary.
Yeah.
Rotary is in them. The same thing happened to a very close friend who was trying to be president for years and years and years. Chuck would not become president. And he went down with the Wheelchair Foundation next to Belize and donated 340 wheelchairs to Belize. And Chuck, Rotary was in Chuck and he came back. He wasn't just in Rotary. So you have to have that transition for Rotary is in you, not you just being in Rotary. That was a big change. Like, that happened several times in the last 30 years I've been in Rotary. Amazing to watch when change.
Yeah. Thank you for those wonderful stories. I think that's true. I mean, how else would we get those opportunities to do something like that, you know, to go down to Mexico and deliver a fire truck, deliver a truck, you know, that, and then have, get up on stage and what other opportunities do we have? Like that? So I think that's.
One of the parts going in Mexico, not being, fire truck was excited about taking the fire truck.
Yeah.
But it's the United States with a hard time let the fire truck go. Because of all the legal stuff, certain
Yeah.
people is stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have something much closer to home that I think is as impressive as what he was talking about.
Yes.
And that's making sure that our kids, whether they're academically excelling or they want to go into a profession, get an opportunity to go to school.
Absolutely. Just working on the, I could share, just working on the scholarship interviews and talking to all these great kids from Maui Prep.
Yeah.
All of them, if I could, if I were Jeff Bezos, I'd give all those kids scholarships. And I'm sure they'll get scholarships. They were all great kids. But just being a part of, you know, giving that scholarship to somebody and how excited they are, you know, again, it's, you know, to get individually, we couldn't do that sort of thing, but together, we can. Together, we can.
It doesn't have to be something big, it
Yeah.
can be tiny things.
Yeah,
All good feeling on both sides.
exactly.
I'll bet you the parents are a lot more excited. Did you hear that? I'd say I bet the parents are a lot more excited than
Oh,
the
yeah, I'm
kids
sure they are. I'm sure they are.
Okay, Leah's trying to.
Go ahead. Leah.
This is sure. Goes as well, and there's the. Obviously, well. Except, but then there's the camaraderie of being. Each other,
Yeah.
and I think that's a big part of it too. I mean, we all do a lot of good things, all the different projects, and if you look around, we're all pretty different. But I feel like
Both parts.
I don't know. Most of us are very different, various backgrounds, from different places, or professions are different, but we have a connection in a way that, you know, I feel like this one in particular, so it's a small one. It's camaraderie, like you were saying, you know, you're a Rotary or Rotaries and he does it. There's not a lot of people that will go out of their way and they're doing some of the party people that are like that.
As a Rotarian, there's that sense of belonging even here, and I know, but there more feeling amongst Rotarians within this club. I've been coming here, I've been coming back, and there are many other clubs I can go to. This one is.
Yeah. Keep it coming. We should. That's a great testament to this club. And I feel, I mean, we all have the challenges of our daily lives sometimes, and we're struggling to balance everything. And but it's important enough. And the other thing too is that I felt as president this year and facing some challenges is that there are lots of people that'll step in and take up where you're kind of need help, help carry the load, help carry the cross, carry the cross, you know. So it's a group of people that come together and care for each other. It's not, you know, as we get stuck in our daily lives, it's hard to find that kind of group. You know, people, Christmas tree lot is a perfect example of that. You know, it's a good. First of all, the Christmas tree lot I've learned is a great place to get to know people and talk to them, kind of when you're not, you know, doing official stuff. And it's fun, yes. Fun, yeah. Yes.
I was thinking the same. Trying to go to come through 5 years ago, back there. You have to be invited to go to the process. Yeah, because my boss at that time, there was a gentleman on our board of directors that invited me, and my boss at that time said, yeah, that's a good thing, networking and everything. So basically, I joined Rotary because of working in the business, and then my son started to go, and I did not heard about polio, and my mother started
people in my Rotary club, villages in California, the industry, children have a be more hard and listen and crazy people and I saw and what they were doing for polio when my own and I run off. Now I think the burden of Rotary is maybe more than so going to many humanitarian things, and like you say, you associate with people from all over the world who will find out that they have the same in common desire and to serve, and yet from all different backgrounds, cultures, and countries, and they're so dedicated to the mission of the forward test, and we can go and many places around the country, been able to attend it all these you go in, it's like, you're home. You know, you're going to go and hear these wonderful people who sort of have that same feeling, that wanting to serve the community and the part. And so you realize you're part of much bigger thing than just your little one part field and see every cause and make it real. That's been a so we became Rotarians and converted to Rotary.
It is. I have to say, as people are sharing things, it does sound oftentimes like a religious experience. Because as you said, the Rotary's in you, right? So you get to a point where you realize this is what I love to do. And this is something that, and it comes from, Rotaries, we use the word Rotary, but it's the camaraderie and it's the working together to do good things in the world through an organization. It's kind of like church in a way, without all the liturgy and the hymn singing. Speaking of all this, I think, well, first of all, this was Leia's idea to have this conversation.
Actually, it was
It's Theo's idea. Theo's idea.
Because there was, we were talking, and Marty put an ad in her paper where and she got some inquiries about it, and so people were like, oh, well, let's just put it in and we can get more members. And I said, I don't think so. I don't think that'll work. It's really a personal thing. And when it's one-on-one contact with people, it's not an ad in the people. So we decided to have this conversation of having people go around the room and say why they joined this Rotary, why they joined this group. I worked in the and for years, people tried to get me to join the new group. But my experience was the same as yours. Like, drive the convo, you go to this meeting in the middle of the day, I didn't find out, I can't do that. And so when they came up with the morning club, and I go, yeah, I can do that and then just walk around. So I think we need to think about that when we approach people and what finding things works for them. So actually, a target is all these people, businesses in Lahaina, as well as and he lives in the Pili, and then he was driving to the other side, so he was driving my bike. So people like that were working their schedule. If it doesn't work in your schedule, I don't care how great it is. You're just not gonna go, you can't. So I think that's a key part of when you ask people to be, if they're interested in that it's that. But we should invite them first. I think they add in the paper, I don't want to look, but putting an ad in the paper costs as much as a membership. So why not just give a free membership to somebody and let them experience it? That's another option. So, and then, you know, the other thing is people don't read ads, they read the stories. Ads are, so we could do more stories, but don't ask me around. Yeah. Anyway, that was.
Yeah, that's a great, I think that's great to help us focus on, and I think one of the great things about having the morning club is, as you said, it's a thing that you could do. I probably wouldn't get to the evening club. An evening club, no way.
Yeah.
So I think the morning club is great for people that are out there that are working. And also, I mean, with the option of connecting through Zoom, you know, people can still keep connecting. Even though, and Chuck has been on, I think every time we've had a Zoom session, Chuck has been on it. So thanks, Chuck.
You know what, if I wanted to add something, if I could add something, can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can all hear you.
You can all hear you. You know what? I've been in Rotary for almost 30 years now. And I started in the noon club and it worked okay for me because that's when I was with a different company, but this works better for me. And unfortunately, I'm better off doing Zoom personally, which is amazing that you offer that. And I feel bad sometimes that it's only offered for me. But the thing that got me into Rotary was Joe Pluta back in the day. And he asked me to be a Rotarian, and because he kept coming into my store every week. And it was amazing, all the things that he said he did, and they do. And you know what I mean? Obviously, things change where all of a sudden there's 3 clubs in Lahaina. But our breakfast club's got great people, and we do great things. And my coffee's beeping at me again, but I'm sorry about that. I just want to say that, thank all our club members and our guest members and our Ohana that we have, because it is good. Even though they get the accolades for the Sunset Club, we do a lot. We don't toot our horn like they do. Of course, we don't have a mother of Rotary in our club like that. Oh my God. But thank you for all you guys all do.
We just have to fill out the reports. Okay. Which we have to get to. Okay. Anything, yes.
So, an older woman, they owned a candy store in Yuba City where I live, and she joined Rotary at 89 years old. And she had an interview with a newspaper, and they asked her, why did you own Rotary? She said, nobody asked.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a big thing. Yeah, that's true. I remember when I started here, Roz, my church, was at my church, and she said she was a member of Rotary, and I wanted to get involved in the club. I was involved in Kiwanis before, and I want to get involved in something. So I'm glad that Roz sponsored me my first year here. Yes. Anything else anybody would like to add? Yes.
I'm in Rotary because Ann Neeson invited me. I was asked to come and speak, and then not long after she and Chuck. Oh no, that's when you guys asked me to be president. Yeah. Anyway, all I asked.
every speaker is a potential member.
Yes.
Yes.
Get them excited about Piggy, make it excited about the law.
That's true. Yeah, we do. But
It's been an inviting me. It's exciting.
yes.
Dan, do you want to talk about moving the parks and see if the open?
I'll practice or start that. So we did have a movie, which has now changed the old prison, by the way. And it's a fabulous location. Everybody was really happy. There was like about 150 people there. And part of my meeting was because no one had any internet at home. And then I also didn't have to tell people to turn on the cell phone. But there's some little things we gotta tweak, but the movie was fantastic. It was given to me by Whale Trust. It's called but it's what we're just talking about right now. It's a perfect location to interact with people. One of the things that got too dark, so we're gonna put, obviously it's dark. We in the past we've done like a string light all the way across the prison, and that's just enough light to make it like a nice. But, so we have to do a few things like that, and then we're gonna do, and I have to talk to the, it might be nice. And then, so what we would like, Rotary wants to make money or you might charge. I don't think, I mean, it's up to Rotary, but I would charge. The only thing would be if we leave it open, anybody can park. Right, you need to have a person, you want to have somebody there for a sign, at least making sure that they're there for the meeting. Yes. So because there's no parking at the old prison, but there's no parking over here either, unless you pay it out a lot. So as people figure it out, but that was sort of an issue of people expecting to go park. But anyway, it's a great opportunity to talk to people. And there's so much. It's unbelievable. They're just and cricket is nothing bad about tourists, but it's nice to have just a community thing. It's in a neighborhood. It's not on Front Street, like before it's on Front Street. So it's in a neighborhood actually, and it was just really cool. I was just thrilled that it came out as well as it did. And then one thing that I'm missing is kind of like a projectionist, but I had some of my staff there, we figured it all out. But yesterday I was talking to a guy that I know, he's a graphics designer, he lives right almost across the street from the prison. And I said, well, I had a movie in your neighborhood, we didn't show up. And then we're like talking about it, and it turns out that, he's like, oh, I got this, and I don't have any less. So now I think I got my projectionist guy to kind of help with stuff.
Oh, good.
But yeah, so we still want to do the popcorn. There's more things we can do, and Rotary can definitely be part of it, and we need to make money to do that too. We want to do it, for definitely want to always keep it free for the kids. So anyway, it's just a gathering. It's a gathering of the community, and that's when you can talk about Rotary. Yeah, and doing the thing on doing a short little video. We were going to do it. Everything just got too crazy, especially with the internet now, so we didn't do any of that. But that's definitely an option.
So I have a question, can they sell popcorn and sodas and so on there?
Well, I think so, not 100% sure, but I think we could just do banana bread.
And also. Crawling others who wander around, things just love it because it's more entertaining.
Yes, there's,
We should do an adult movie sometime.
What was that, Chuck?
We should do an adult movie instead of all the kids' movies maybe one time.
That's what they did.
well, it's restricted to children. Children.
Aye, mateys.
The old prison is not restricted, doesn't have that restriction. So we have expanded, we're doing more cultural next set. Okay, it's always the last Saturday of the month at 7. The next one is White and Soul, which is about Georgetown, where the activists to stop the bombing at Kakalai. So it's really good to be good. And that's more what we're going to. We might also do can't think of the name of it, but there's this other one. So we're looking for very much local, local interest, films, cultural films, historic films, things like that. Last Saturday of the month.
I think the prison is perfect. Prison is perfect for it.
Yeah. One thing just before we go, I know we're running a couple minutes late, but one thing we might want to consider, since we've been talking about what got us into Rotary, maybe a short video of interviews with people, like why did you join?
It's gonna be real short, though, like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Well, it'd be just kind of like a couple of bits of little blurbs from people, why they join Rotary, just one thing, or what they get out of Rotary. That might be something, and just show one of those beforehand. Each individual, maybe you want to be on screen. The big screen. I don't know, that's an idea. Okay, so let's imagine different ways we can generate interest in Rotary and in helping the community.